twin devil fruits is a real phenomenon in One Piece. Don't believe me? Watch this video till the end, because in this video we're going to explore 36 devil fruits that are so strikingly similar to each other that they might just prove that the existence of twin devil fruits might be a real thing. Starting off with Kibikibomi and Tonnomi, we will make our way through other 34 similar devil fruits, and the last 5 will blow your damn minds. The Kibikibomi is a fascinating paramecia type devil fruit that grants its user the incredible ability to manipulate their own weight, ranging anywhere from 1 kilogram to a massive 10,000 kilograms. This fruit was eaten by Mikita, aka Miss Valentine of the Baroque works. On the other hand, Tonnomi is also a paramecia type devil fruit that allows the user to increase their body weight by incredible amounts, measured in metric tons. This devil fruit is eaten by Makvis of the Doflamingo Pirates. See, both of these devil fruits give their users the ability to manipulate their weights. However, Tonnomi is superior to Kilo fruit because the user of the Tonnomi can become much heavier than the Kibikibomi's maximum limit of 10,000 kilograms. The lowest weight shown is 10 tons, and the highest weight shown is 10,000 tons. The fruit has not been stated or shown to be able to make the user lighter than their usual weight, like the Kibikibomi can. However, it still grants the user the ability to float in the air, almost as if they were weightless. Number 2, Ishihi Nomi and Shimashima Nomi. The Ishihi Nomi is a paramecia type devil fruit that lets its user blend into and control stone, making them a stone assimilation human. They can sink into rock, move it around, or shape it into stuff like big walls of fists, whatever they want. It was eaten by Pika of the Don Quixote pirates. On the other hand, Shimashima Nomi, which is also a paramecia type devil fruit, allows the user to mix with an island's land and control it, turning them into an island human. They can blend into the ground, trees, or rocks and move them around like they're alive, making hills, traps, or anything they need. It was eaten by Avalo Pizarro, one of the Titanic captains of the Blackbeard pirates. Here's the deal. Both fruits let these guys grab a piece of land, stone for Pika, a whole island for Pizarro, and boss it around any way they want. They're super similar, like twin devil fruits for sure. Number 3, Morini Nomi and Musam. Green Bull, aka Aramaki, was a huge mystery in One Piece, until the Wano arc spilled the beans, and when he finally flexed his powers. He ate the Morini Nomi, a Logia-type devil fruit that lets him whip up plants, move him around, and even turn into them whenever he feels like it, making him a forest human. He can pop out trees, vines, or flowers from nowhere, shape them to grab or smack enemies, or go plant mode to dodge hits. Sound familiar? That's cause it's a lot like Binz, the bad guy from One Piece Film Z. Binz ate the Musam Nomi, a paramecia-type devil fruit that lets him speed up plant growth super fast and control the giant vines or roots that shoot up, tying up foes tight in a snap. Both these guys are all about bossing plants around. Green Bull's growing him fresh and flowing Logia style, while Binz pumps up what's already there quick and easy. But the similarities in these two fruits also qualify them to make among the twin devil fruits. Number 4, Amay Nomi and Paraperonomi. The Paraperonomi is a paramecia type devil fruit that lets its user make and control candy whenever they want, turning them into a candy human. He can whip up candy walls, weapons, or traps and shape them however he likes, hard or sticky, to fight or catch enemies. It was eaten by Charlotte Perospero, the eldest son of Big Mom. If you think Paraperonomi is the only candy devil fruit to exist in One Piece, then you are absolutely wrong. Enters the Amay Nomi, which is a Logia-type devil fruit that allows its user to turn any part of their body into sticky candy syrup. They can make weapons out of syrup, trap enemies with its gooey grip, and even stretch like the Magumagunomi's rubber power. Unlike most Logia fruits, this one lets them switch between runny liquid and hard solid candy at will. Amay Nomi is eaten by Gasparde, who is a former Marine and the captain of the Gasparda pirates who showed up in the One Piece movie 4. Despite being of different natures, paramecia and Logia, these devil fruits are really close to each other. One allows the user to create candy out of thin air, shaping it into traps or spears, while the other allows the user to melt into syrup and stretch and harden. Number 5, Atsunomi and Netsuomi. The Netsuomi is a paramecia type devil fruit that lets its user give off tons of heat from their body, turning them into a high heat human. They can make things super hot just by touching them, burning enemies, melting stuff, or heating the air around them. It was eaten by Charlotte Oven of the Big Mom Pirates. Then you've got the Atsunomi, which is also a paramecia type devil fruit that lets its user make and control super hot heat up to a crazy 10,000 degrees. It was eaten by Don Aquino, who is the patriarch of the Aquino family, and the main antagonist of the anime-only Ice Hunter arc. They're both paramecia pros at making enemies feel the burn. Oven's got that constant heat vibe, and Asina's pushing the limits with wild wild firepower, and they're scorching the competition like heat wave twins. Gosh, after this fiery showdown, it's time to cool off with some chill vibes. Yukiuki Nomi and Hihei Nomi. The Yukiuki Nomi is a Logia-type devil fruit that Monet eats, turning her into a snow human. She can make snow, freeze her enemies, shape it into weapons, and even dodge attacks by turning into snow. Pretty slick until Caesar Clown takes her out, and the fruit was returning to circulation. Then there's the Hihei Nomi, another Logia fruit. This one's picked up by Kuzan, also known as Aokiji, the former admiral. He becomes a freezing human, spreading ice everywhere, freezing people solid, making all kinds of icy tools, and dodging attacks by going full ice mode. Both of them totally rule when it comes to cold powers. Monet's snow is softer, it traps and messes with you, while Kuzan's ice is brutal, freezing things up hard. And since they're Logia users, they can both slip past attacks like nothing. Snow or ice, they just phase out. So yeah, different styles, but both super cool in their own way. Number 7, Mini Nomi and Deka Nomi. So the Mini Nomi is a non-canon Paramecia type devil fruit that Lily and Stomach eats. What does it do? It shrinks her super small, like small enough to hide in someone's pocket or sneak around places without anyone noticing. And even though she's tiny, she can still throw hands like normal until she decides to pop back to regular size. Kinda like a living stealth mode. Now flip the script and you've got the Deka Nomi. That's a Paramecia fruit San Juan Wolf chomps down on, and it does the total opposite, makes him grow massive. We're talking way bigger than giants, towering over everything. He can crush, grab, wreck stuff, even stand in the ocean, though it does wear him down since, you know, devil fruit plus water is equal to not a great mix. But here's the cool part. They both mess with size, just in completely different ways. Lily shrinks down to slip past danger, while Wolf supersizes to be the danger. Opposite ends of the scale, but both flip in their size to handle fights their own way. Number 8, Gasha Nomi and Jiky Nomi. Alright, so the Jiky Nomi is a Paramecia type devil fruit eaten by Eustace Kid, one of the heavy hitters from the worst generation. It turns him into a magnet man. He can pull, push, and control metal like a boss. He's always building these giant metal arms or shields on the fly, tossing ships and wreckage like toys. Wild, chaotic, and totally into throwing down. Then we've got the Gasha Nomi, a non-canon Paramecia type fruit used by Douglas Bullet, that absolute beast from One Piece Stampede. This guy's all about combining stuff. He can take anything, ships, junk, weapons, and mash it together into huge armor, machines, or insane weapons. Basically turns into a one-man army. And here's the thing, both of these guys are about making gear mid-fight to wreck shop. Kid's got that raw, scrappy magnet energy, pulling together metal for some wild, unpredictable attacks. Bullet, he's more like a walking war machine, a brute with a blueprint, stacking destruction piece by piece. One's chaos, the other's a juggernaut, but they both turn leftover junk into serious problems, wrecking pros through and through. Anyways, what if I tell you there's a triplet of devil fruits that has very similar powers, but before that, please subscribe because we keep bringing you the dopest One Piece content on YouTube. Number 9, Toshi Nomi, Modomodonomi, and Juku Nomi. The Toshi Nomi is a Paramecia type devil fruit that Jewelry Bonnie uses. She can change the age of people or things, making them super old, super young, whatever she wants. One second you're fighting a grown pirate, next thing you know, you're swinging at a baby or a grandma. Total wild card. Bonnie's a wild pirate too, and her power comes from some shady experiment when she was a kid. Then there's the Modomodonomi, a non-canon Paramecia fruit used by Aang. She's part of the Marines in the One Piece film Z World. Her move, she shoots out this pink energy and sends anything it hits back exactly 12 years. Doesn't matter if it's a person or an object, she's literally rewinding time on the spot. Super clean, super dangerous. And finally we've got the Juku Nomi, another Paramecia type that Shinobu, the sneaky ninja from Wano, gets her hands on. She doesn't rewind or mix up time, she fast forwards it. She touches something and it starts to age, rot, or just fall apart. Buildings, weapons, people, doesn't matter. If it can age, she can wreck it. So what's the common thread? They're all playing with time in their own wild ways. Bonnie's flipping ages back and forth like a time DJ. Ain's got that focused rewind, zapping folks 12 years younger. Shinobu's fast forwarding time straight into decay mode. 3 totally different styles, but all of them twisting time like it's no big deal. Pretty wild when you think about how many ways time can be weaponized. Number 10, Kachi Nomi and Kira Nomi. Alright, so the Kachi Nomi is a Paramecia type devil fruit eaten by Bear King, this big bad dude from one of the One Piece movies. With it, he turns his body hard as stone, and not just that, he can heat it up too. So yeah, his punches aren't just heavy, they're burning hot. He's basically a walking wrecking ball, all about brute force and brawling. Then you've got the Kira Nomi, another Paramecia paramecia fruit, and this one's rocked by Jozu, a top-tier commander from the Whitebeard Pirates. His deal, he turns into Diamond, full-on, sparkly, unbreakable Diamond. That means he can tank crazy hits, block insane attacks, and dish out some major damage when he charges in like a human wrecking ram. They don't call him Diamond Jozu for nothing. So here's the thing, both these dudes are all about powering up their bodies to dominate in close combat. Bear King's going stone hard and turning up the heat. Literally, Jozu's going full Diamond mode, pure defense and destruction. Different materials, same mindset. Get tough, hit harder, and crush anything in the way. Number 11, Bukibuki Nomi and Supa Nomi. The Bukibuki Nomi is a paramecia type devil fruit eaten by Baby 5, one of the more unpredictable members of the Don Quixote Pirates. Her power? She can turn parts of her body into any weapon. Guns, swords, missiles, you name it. She's basically a walk-in armory, firing off blasts and swinging blades like it's nothing. Total wildcard energy. And later on, she flips sides and marries Sai, going from pirate chaos to wifey life. Then there's the Supa Nomi, another paramecia fruit eaten by Das Bonez, aka Mr. 1. This dude turns his body into solid steel blades. He's not flashy, but man, he's dangerous. Cold, calculated, and all about clean, precise slicing. He started with Baroque works, rolled with Crocodile, and now he's hanging with the Crosskill, still cutting up trouble wherever he goes. Here's the thing, both of them turn themselves into weapons, but they do it in totally different styles. Baby 5's all versatility and chaos, guns 1 second, rockets the next. Das Bonez, straight up blade mode, sharp, focused, and deadly efficient. Number 12, Pamu Nomi and Bomu Nomi. So the Pamu Nomi is a paramecia type devil fruit used by Gladius, that spiky-haired, short-tempered guy from the Don Quixote Pirates. His power, he can make anything he touches, including parts of his body, inflate and explode. He's like a walking pressure bomb, setting off bursts all around him, whether it's ground, gear, or himself. If it can blow up, he's popping it. Then we have the Bomu Nomi, another paramecia fruit, this time eaten by Gem, aka Mr. 5 from Baroque Works. He can turn any part of his body into a bomb. Breath, boogers, whatever. It's weird, it's wild, but it works. Unlike Gladius, he stays cool and calm while casually detonating himself like it's no big deal. So here's the deal, both of these guys are explosion experts, but with their own brand of boom. Gladius makes things explode. External, chaotic, lots of flying debris. Mr. 5 makes himself explode. Internal, smooth, controlled blasts. One's more high-strung and dramatic, the other's laid back and deadly. But either way, if they show up, stuff's about to blow. Number 13, Horohoronomi and Bellow Betty's unknown devil fruit. The Horohoronomi is a paramecia type devil fruit eaten by Perona, the spooky cute goth girl who rolls with Dracul Miha. Her power? She creates ghosts, hollows that float around and hit people with a wave of pure negativity. One touch and you're curled up on the floor thinking life's pointless. It's hilarious, but also super effective. She's not just messing with your body, she's wrecking your spirit. On the flip side, there's the Kobukobunomi, a paramecia fruit that fans believe Bellow Betty has. It hasn't been officially named in the anime, but it fits. Her ability, she can boost morale, hyping people up and turning a scared crowd into a full-on rebellion. With a wave of her flag, she unlocks the courage hiding inside folks and gets them fired up to fight. She's all passion and power, leading the charge for the revolutionaries. Here's the cool twist. Both of them are emotional manipulators, just pulling people in opposite directions. Perona drags you down with gloom, making you too depressed to even throw a punch. Bellow Betty lifts people up, turning bystanders into warriors with one big boost to bravery. One's breaking your will, the other's building it. Same battlefield, totally different energy, but either way, they're not just fighting with fists. They're controlling the vibe of the whole fight. Number 14, the Manomi and Enu Nomi. The Manomi Nomi is a paramecia type devil fruit eaten by Mr. 2 Bonkure, this flashy flamboyant guy from Baroque Works. With it, he can turn into a perfect copy of anyone he touches, mimicking their looks, voice, and movements. Whether it's sneaking around or messing with his enemies, he can go from one person to another in a flash, keeping everyone guessing who's who. Then there's the Enu Nomi model Kyubi no Kitsune, a mythical Zoan-type devil fruit eaten by Katarina Devon, a dangerous member of Blackbeard's crew. With it, she can turn into a nine-tailed fox, and not only that, she can perfectly copy someone's appearance, clothes, and accessories. So whether she is blending in or pulling off a sneaky trick, she's got the ultimate disguise game on lock. So here's the deal, both of these fruits mess with identity and appearance. Mr. 2 is all about copying people to infiltrate or confuse. Devon takes it a step further with perfect transformations and stealth, blending in and striking when least expected. Same trick, different level. One's about pure mimicry, the other's all about perfect deception. Number 15, the Zuma Nomi and Magumagunomi. The Zuma Nomi is a non-canon cannon devil fruit with an unknown type that turns the user into a plasma human. They can create and control hot, glowing plasma to zap or burn anything in their path. It was eaten by Smash, a fighter who uses this energy-based power to shock and roast his enemies. Now, the Magumagunomi is a Logia-type devil fruit that lets the user create, control, and transform into magma, turning them into a magma human. They can melt stuff with lava, throw burning blobs, or flow away as magma to dodge attacks. It was eaten by Sakazuki, formerly Admiral Akainu, who uses it to burn enemies to ashes. Here's the deal, both are fiery fruits with serious heat, but Zuma Nomi controls plasma energy, while Magumagunomi deals with molten lava. One's all about energy storms, the other's about melting everything in its path. Number 16, Kibikibomi and Hizohhiso Nomi. The Kibikibomi is a paramecia-type devil fruit that lets the user make dango balls from their cheeks to tame animals and people with animal traits. Once eaten, even wild beasts turn friendly and obedient. It was eaten by Kurozumi Tama, a kind girl who uses this power to quickly calm animals and make pals. Then there's the Hizohhiso Nomi, an anime-only paramecia-type devil fruit that lets the user hear what animals are feeling and talk to them in their mind. They can communicate silently with any creature, understanding their thoughts and giving them ideas. It was eaten by Apis, a brave girl who teams up with animals. She first uses it to warn the crew about an incoming storm by hearing it from seagulls. Here's the deal, both mess with animals, but Kibikibomi uses dango trees to tame them, while Hizohhiso Nomi lets the user talk to them mentally. One's a snack for animals, the other's a mind-to-mind chat. Twin devil fruits truly exist or not is still a question that Oda didn't answer, but here are 20 of the most diabolical questions Oda answered about One Piece. Click on this video to find out.